Blake Lively allegedly blackmailed her way from actress to producer, earning a prestigious PGA designation no less, while securing sole recognition on the Dance With Us movie poster, overshadowing the film's director and leading man, Justin Baldoni. You know, the guy who acquired the rights for the movie in the first place, and of the two of them, the only one who actually read the book the movie is based on. His name was removed from the credits, he was excluded from promotional campaigns, and he was effectively shut out of his own movie premiere. So how did Blake pull this off? How does someone go from leading lady to total takeover? And perhaps the biggest question of all is, why hasn't anyone held her accountable at any point for this insane power play? You might be thinking Blake Lively had something over Justin Baldoni, perhaps inappropriate flirty texts, steamy voice messages at 2 a.m.
Just really looking forward to spending time together. And I think that's going to really go a long way for our chemistry, which I believe is there, and has been there from the start. So I was so damn excited when you wanted to do this film. I felt it in the room when we met.
Or other unreleased material to support her claims of being sexually harassed. But the real answer lies in Baldoni's amended complaint against Lively, which includes a 168-page timeline of events posted by his team on the now infamous website thelawsuitinfo.com, which, by the way, I read in its entirety. So thank you, Brian Friedman, for keeping me up at night. The unprecedented takeover of a Hollywood production started with a simple oversight. Blake Lively began filming without signing her contract, and the timeline reveals a calculated progression. Filming for It Ends With Us began on May 5th, 2023, but production was temporarily halted on June 14th due to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strikes, which aimed to pressure studios by disrupting film and TV production. The next day, June 15, 2023, as the document reveals in a key extract, production was notified that the Writers Guild of America had agreed not to picket their set, allowing filming to resume. Production reached out to Lively, asking her to stay on set until June 23rd as originally planned, but she had already made arrangements to join her husband Ryan Reynolds in London and refused to return. Clear evidence of her disregard for her responsibilities as an actress. In total, Lively filmed for 16 days during phase 1 of production. Below is an email from the It Ends With Us production attorney to Lively's lawyer, notifying them that despite her unavailability, production had not shut down. The email also inquired about the still unsigned certificate of engagement, the preliminary contract required before commencing work. Shockingly, Blake Lively was allowed to work for weeks without signing this contract. Keep in mind that Lively agreed to take the lead role of Lily Bloom on December 31st, 2022, over 5 months before production began. She had more than enough time to sign the contract, but didn't. Why is this a huge deal? Because that contract would have held her accountable for everything she managed to get away with. Her refusal to sign is a crucial factor in what led to the downfall of Baldoni's film and, ultimately, Baldoni himself. Not only did they go above and beyond to accommodate Blake Lively's unjustified absences from set, but Wayfarer, Justin Baldoni's production company, also undertook significant and costly efforts to rework the shooting schedule. Around the same time, Lively made a highly unusual request on June 13, 2023, to view the dailies, raw unedited footage shot during production. Dailies are typically reviewed by directors, producers, and key creative staff to assess progress, check for technical issues, and ensure the footage aligns with the film's vision. Actors, however, generally have no business accessing dailies. Despite this, her request was eventually granted later, setting a troubling precedent for her overstepping boundaries and taking control of the production process. Baldoni should have put his foot down when this request was made, but why didn't he? For the same reason, he agreed to her other unreasonable demands that followed. He knew that if Lively walked away, the consequences would be catastrophic. Wayfarer Studios, which fully financed the production, and Sony Pictures, the distributor, had already invested heavily in a project centered on her. The damages from her departure would have been too costly for either to bear. But here's the critical point. All of this could have been avoided had she signed her contract. That document would have held her accountable and prevented the chaos that ensued. So why did they allow her to get so involved without having her contract signed? This was a critical mistake Justin Baldoni and the entire production team made. They were overly eager to have Blake Lively star in the film, and the desperation to secure her as the lead actress fundamentally compromised professional boundaries. Listen, Blake Lively's marketability was undeniable. She was arguably the biggest star in the cast. Her reputation was nearly spotless at the time, and their target demographic, as stated in their documents, was young women under 35. This audience was familiar with, and often fans of Lively's previous work, most notably Gossip Girl. However, this potential should never supersede established production protocols and does not justify allowing Lively to act as though she was above everyone else, shirking her responsibilities as an actress while overstepping her role in production. Baldoni's grave mistake was allowing Lively unprecedented access and decision-making power without a signed contract. She systematically overstepped her role by making decisions about her wardrobe that pushed the budget absurdly over limits to accommodate her so-called vision.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Interfering with the script, and she even imposed the firing of the first assistant director, citing that she was no longer responding favorably to her. Both Baldoni and producer Jamie Heath expressed discomfort with the decision, yet they still went along with it, essentially enabling Lively to behave like a tyrant on set. Surely they had no idea that this behavior would snowball to the degree that it did, and would lead, well, to the lawsuit we are all witnessing today. But it goes to show what dangerous consequences could come out of giving special treatment, prioritizing a celebrity's perceived value over established professional standards, and buying into the hype of a person with great fame and popularity. Do you agree? Was this Justin Baldoni's biggest mistake, or do you think he could have stopped Blake Lively in her tracks, even dip into production, despite her not having signed her contract? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content on Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. I've got plenty more to share on this situation soon.